three. I know you want me, you know I want ya. I know you want me, you know I want ya. I know you want me, you know I want ya. I know you want me, you know I want ya. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
When you touch away, I'll make you hot, get it on you, God, I'll make you wanna say.
Now listen,
Get up,
that's right.
stand up, clap your hands, man. Like, yo, I make you wanna dance, I make you wanna move. I just do Sonia, I can put you in the mood.
Hi, this is Rachna from Rachna's Wellness and Rachna Radio. Listen to our show every Wednesday from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. If you are looking to lose inches, especially from your waistline, we have many new weight loss programs for men and women starting next week. You will get complete desi meal plans and exercise sessions. You can visit our website at rachnaradio.com or give us a call at 408-320-8111. Motivation, exercise, and good desi nutrition is the formula of all of our very successful weight loss programs. Again, give us a call 408-320-8111. Again, remember our Just Abs program, which has been very popular, and also a post-pregnancy weight loss program are all starting next week. We also design personalized desi meal plans for people with diabetes and also people with special needs, and also provide scientific metabolic testing. Visit our website, rachnaradio.com. Give us a call to set up an appointment at 408-320-8111. Hello everyone, welcome to Rachna's Fitness Show. I'm your host Rachna. This show is all about getting you off the couch and getting you working out. हमारा स्टूडियो का नंबर है 408-912-5565. Again, 408-912-5565. आप हमें डेफिनेटली स्टूडियो पे कॉल कर सकते हैं. If you have a question about your exercise, nutrition, weight loss. Again, हमारा स्टूडियो का नंबर है 408-912-5565. Again, information about me. I'm a fitness expert. I have my own fitness center that's been running for about close to 11-12 years now here in Sunnyvale, California. It is called Rachna's Wellness. And हमारे जो programs होते हैं, they're definitely designed for people with desi goals, desi needs, weight loss, of course. And from there on, the starting process is to kind of understand what your weight loss goals are, what are you looking to achieve, and then I kind of sit down with you to see आपके क्या goals हैं, what are you looking to achieve, and then take it from there. हमारे जो programs हैं, there are many different kind of programs. Once I understand your goals, once I understand what you're trying to achieve, and then I will definitely recommend you something accordingly. Mostly a lot of my courses are like complete 3-month courses where, of course, it's a complete program where I will start with your initial goals and then have a weekly checkup to see exactly what's going on every single week. How much weight are you losing every week? How many inches are you losing every single week? And then uske through we combine, of course, different processes of course we follow different exercise nutrition plans. Now different kind of nutrition plans work with different people, so I do definitely create custom meal plans, desi meal plans based upon your goals, your needs, and then of course exercise sessions. हमारे जो exercise sessions हैं वो सारे घर से भी आप कर सकते हैं. If you're listening to my show but you just cannot physically come down to the center, we do have many programs that are specially designed to be absolutely done from home if you cannot come down to my center. In fact, a lot of my recent programs the last some years have actually been specifically designed for people, to be done remotely. We do have a very fantastic program that you can still enroll in that is called Fit in 2017. And then we also have a program called Just Abs Level 1, Level 2. We have specific programs for women who've had kids recently, and that is called a post-pregnancy weight loss program. And then we also have a program for women who are pregnant that is called a prenatal program, so that you have a healthy and a safe pregnancy. And then, of course, you don't end up gaining a lot of weight all throughout your pregnancy. So all of these are some of the programs. And then we also have complete 3-month weight loss programs. And हमारे जो programs are, like I mentioned, they can absolutely be done remotely. To get registered, अगर आप आके पहले बात करना चाहते हैं to see exactly what do we offer, what works for you, And of course, I also understand your goals. आप definitely में contact कर सकते हैं हमारी website के through rachnaradio.com, RACHNA, rachnaradio.com. You can also visit my website, fitin2017.com, FITIN2017, fitin2017, 2017, fitin2017.com. And you can always contact us. Give me a call, 408 320 8111, 408 320 8111 is the number that you can get in touch with me. So again, abhi call karne ke liye hamara studio ka number hai 408-912-5565, 408-912-5565. Okay, so a couple of topics I definitely wanted to talk about today is, again, we're here in 2017 already, and definitely wanted to talk about, one, of course, is weight loss, and that's something we've talked about for a long time. But there is something that I wanted to start with is a question that I'm going to ask you is, I think that's a question that can have many different answers. What comes first, obesity or sedentary behavior? So if that's I think we could kind of talk a lot about this question. What happens first? So do you think people who are obese are just, they don't want to exercise, they don't want to be that active, or people who are not active, they just become obese just because they're not that active? So of course, this question can go in all different directions. So I'm going to ask you that question is, so what comes first, obesity or inactivity? That means sedentary behavior. So what comes first? Before I kind of, give you a little bit more scientific research, and the reason I'm talking about that because there's a research that just came out that was pretty interesting that I wanted to talk about today is, first of all, the dangers, everyone knows the dangers of inactivity have become increasingly well recognized. We all know that. Okay, agar aap inactive hain for a bunch of hours in a day, and that doesn't mean कि आप बस सुबह एक बार workout करके you're, that way for the remaining day. But no, you have to be active all throughout the day. So it's not just in the morning that you had your workout and you're done with. No, you have to be active all throughout the day. And so the dangers of inactivity have been increasingly well recognized, and we all know that, right? Obesity is just one of these side effects, right? And again, we all know that ये बात in fact काफी लोगों को workout or health or fitness तभी याद आता है जब weight बहुत बढ़ जाता है. But just to again mention that obesity is just one of the side effects of insufficient movement. There's a lot of other stuff going on. Physical inactivity raises a risk of, in fact, I'm going to give you these numbers. So remember these numbers before you make a decision that you should be working out or not, just because you're thin or obese or whatever the reason is, or you're busy. So I'm going to give you some very simple numbers to remind yourself that you should be exercising. So physical inactivity, that means if you're not active, physically active, it raises your risk of general ill health by 114%. It raises the risk of Alzheimer's disease by 82%. It raises the risk of depression by 150%. So those are some amazing numbers for you to listen to them and still not start exercising. Overall, chronic inactivity, right? So that means people who are just not active all the time, or chronic inactivity has a mortality rate similar to smoking. Those are some pretty strong numbers for you to think about and make a decision that you want to make a difference in 2017. Again, I'll be happy to help you if you want to be a part of my programs, especially the fantastic program that is called Fit in 2017. You're definitely welcome to give me a call. I'll be happy to talk to you, give you details, and take it from there. So again, the program Fit in 2017. You can start the program now. We have a couple of different batches that started last week, and then we'll have a new batch start the Sunday after. So again, to get registered, to come and talk to me, you can always talk to me over the phone. Yeah, but we can always set up a time for you to come and to me, and you can sit down at my center, which is in Sunnyvale, and then take it from there. Phone number to get in touch with me is 408-320-8111, 408-320-8111. You can also visit my website, fitin2017.com, or my main website, which is Rachna Radio, RACHNA, rachnaradio.com. Or if you forget any of these, just go and Google, say Rachna's Wellness Center, RWC, and that should also come up that way. Okay, so the question that we're asking here is, what came first? So do you think people who are obese is just because they are not active? Or do you think people who are not active, that's the reason they become obese? I'm sure there is some kind of a start over here, right? One, of course, is a cyclic, thing that kind of goes inside. It's a downward spiral. But again, what comes first? Recent research suggests that obesity actually alters your brain function, thereby suppressing a body's natural impulse to stay active. So which means people who are obese or a little overweight, what happens, and I'll give you exactly what happens. Dopamine receptors होते हैं that kind of give you the happy feeling that you're happy, you're satisfied, the feel good hormone जिसको कहा जाता है dopamine, उसके receptors को alter कर देता है obesity. So obesity actually alters your brain function, thereby suppressing your body's natural impulse to stay active. So as per this research, again, it's a cyclic thing, that's what I believe in, but I just wanted to share this research with you. As per this research, it seems like it's the obesity that comes first, and then it alters your ability or your mood to go and work out. Okay, so again, to mention, obesity disrupts dopamine function. Carrying excess weight may, in fact, dampen the motivation to move by disrupting dopamine signal, thereby creating a negative spiral of sedentary behavior and added weight, of course. So they did a study again on mice, poor mice, which are, they're part of all these studies. But when mice were purposely fattened up, okay, so purposely इनको मोटा किया गया, they noticed a decrease in activity of a specific class of dopamine receptors in the brain, जिसको D2 receptors कहा जाता है. Okay, this area of the brain controls physical movement. So when they saw, जब उन्होंने mice को purposely मोटा किया, however they did it, fattened them up, they saw that जो receptors थे brain में, which actually control the physical movement, उनकी activity बहुत कम होगी. As a result, the obese mice became what we would call couch potatoes, and that kind of applies to human beings too. When we sit on or we're not moving, we're also that's the term for us. So again, so what they found out when the mice were fattened up, जो उनकी dopamine receptors थे brain में, उन्हें activity कम होगी. That means they became into something what they called as couch potatoes or couch mice. I'm going to stick that. Hence improving. Okay, so that's having said that, but that doesn't mean there's no solution. I'm going to give you a bunch of different ideas what you could possibly apply to yourself if you are in that kind of a spiral cyclic thing going on. So improving dopamine receptor function may be a key to boosting exercise motivation. So let's go and talk about some natural dopamine boosters. Again, if anyone doesn't know what is dopamine is एक hormone होता है हमारी body में which kind of makes you feel good. It's called the happy hormone, feel good hormone. Exercise करने से आता है, chocolate खाने से आता है. There are many other things that just kind of make you feel happy, and that's called a feel good hormone. So अगर आपका ये hormone ही ज़्यादा active नहीं है, you just will not have a tendency to go and exercise, right? So what could be possibly what I call natural dopamine boosters? Okay. These are just basic natural strategies, and I would say probably start applying them if you have symptoms of maybe depression, fatigue, loss of going and exercising, interest in exercising, poor memory, impulsive behaviors, and just kind of basic behavior. So I would probably give these a try. The very first one, and especially that applies to this weather, is thermogenesis. That means, especially this time of the year, you want to shock your body. Simply expose yourself regularly to some kind of cold temperature or weather. Again, you have to be careful on what your health allows. But again, the first one I'm going to suggest you is go take a cold shower. Or if you like to swim, maybe go, swimming in maybe a little bit not so warm water, but take a cold shower. That's called cold thermogenesis. That's a very proven way for years to what is called increasing your dopamine activity. The next one I want to talk about is, again, talk to your doctor. It's a supplement. Food mein bhi hota hai. It comes in meat, eggs, and fish. It's called L-tyrosine. It is a precursor to dopamine. It is found in meat, eggs, fish. Supplemental form mein bhi le sakte ho. I would probably maybe start with 500 milligrams a day. Okay, 500 milligrams a day, and kind of monitor yourself. 30 minutes mein aapko apne aap hi pata chalega ki maybe you're kind of feeling some kind of mood improvement. If you feel that, maybe you want to stick to it. But if you don't feel that way, it's fine to go try another 500 milligrams. But I would say nothing more than maybe 1,500, 2,000 milligrams a day, what you should be taking. So it's called L-tyrosine, Tyrosine, N-I-N-S-I-N-E. Again, talk to your doctor. You want to go do your own research, but I'm just giving you all different ideas. These are all different basic things. आपका depression कम करने के लिए, mood को boost करने के लिए, dopamine को करने के लिए, elevate करने के लिए, whatnot. Okay, so this is called L-tyrosine. So free form amino acid के form में मिलता है, so you would probably get something like that. Okay, the next one I want to talk about is an amino acid जो green tea और black tea में भी होता है, जिसको कहते हैं L-theanine. It's fantastic. It has been proven many times as an antidepressant, stress reliever, anti-anxiety effects होते हैं बहुत सारे, improves memory. It's called L-theanine. You probably should be taking out maybe 200 milligrams 2 to 3 times a day. Again, these are natural supplements. जो हमें honestly कई बार तो food से मिलने चाहिए, but again, it doesn't happen. Okay. And again, just to mention, हमारे जो protein powders हैं, this is already added to it. So again, just wanted to mention, I do have my own brand of supplements, own line of supplements, protein powders, जो आप हमारे से order कर सकते हैं हमारी website के through. Of course, we can always ship them to wherever that you live, or you can actually come by to the center and pick it up yourself too. So हमारे जो supplements, अगर आप उनको check out करना चाहते हैं, we do have our own line of protein powders. They come in chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry flavors, all natural, non-GMO formula. Of course, I wanted to add that. And they're all sweetened with stevia. They actually do taste very good, as per whoever has been having it for years. I've had people tell, wow, these are actually very nice than anything else that I've tried so far. So they do taste good. And then I also have my own line of multivitamins. Then we also have our own fantastic version of D3 and K2 combination vitamins, which you should be definitely just taking it. I mean, I think that's a crucial thing if you want to stay healthy. And I've talked about vitamin D, D3 for so many years. Vitamin D3 and K2 का combination तो बहुत ही crucial है. Again, to mention, I'm going to quickly add that if your vitamin D3 is anything less than 40 to 50 ng की ratio में जब आपका measure होता है, if anything less than that, you have to get it to that kind of a level. And if you get to that kind of a level, as per so many researches, I mean, like literally tons and tons of researches, कि अगर आपका vitamin D3 का level is above to 50 ng per DL, जो measurement होती है, you're going to cut your risk of many kind of cancers by 60 to 70% just by getting vitamin D3 higher. That's how crucial it is. It's just not कि just because डॉक्टर आपको बग कर रहे हैं कि D3 लो, कितने लोग करते हैं, लेते हैं फिर भूल जाते हैं, लेते हैं फिर भूल जाते हैं. But again, if you don't take it to that kind of a level, like I said, you need to start taking it if you get to about 50 to 60 ng per DL, which is बहुत आसान. अगर आप supplement लेके, it's very easy to get it to that kind of a level. And then you're actually cutting your risk of so many cancers by 60 to 70%. So that is how crucial it is. If you are a person who has been just kind of, delaying starting your vitamin D3, or you're off and on, start taking it. Again, days based on how low it is, but it's perfectly fine to take about 4,000 to 5,000 IU per day. Okay. So having said that, so I was talking about is, of course, for people who want to, lose weight, obesity की बात हो रही थी. So what we were talking about is obesity की बात हो रही थी, but obesity we talked about, obesity does affect your mood to go and exercise. So I kind of gave you a bunch of different, simple ideas how to kind of get your dopamine levels high. जब आपका body का dopamine level higher होता है, you just have a normal tendency. It's called a feel good. तभी इसका नाम, I think it's a perfect name, feel good hormone. You're feeling good. When you're feeling good, you want to go and do stuff. You don't want to sit on the couch and do nothing. You actually want to go and do stuff about yourself. You want to feel good. You want to go exercise. You want to be active. So that's why dopamine के high levels बहुत ज़रूरी है body में. अगर आपके dopamine के levels high हैं, आपको हमेशा depression की feeling होगी. You're always going to feel low. You're going to feel fatigue. You're going to feel tired and whatnot. Okay. Now, of course, last, but certainly not the least, I must remind you that carrying excess weight is ultimately a problem rooted in less than optimal food choices, right? Okay, I've talked about dopamine, but again, everything comes back to you're not making good, healthy food choices. Contrary to popular belief, जो बहुत लोग सोचते हैं, you just can simply exercise what you eat. You just cannot. You simply cannot out-exercise your mouth. Again, if anyone tuned in, आप सुन रहे हैं Rachna को Rachna's Fitness Show पे. I do come every Wednesday. हमारा स्टूडियो का नंबर, if you have a question about your health, your weight loss, या फिर अपने weight loss पे आप कहीं stuck हो गए हैं, it's not working for you. If you have a suggestion that you've tried something you want to share with us, or a recipe you want to share with us, or in general, कि आपके पास कोई question है अपने weight loss से related, या plateau हो गए हैं, or how to get started, nutrition के बारे में, खाने के बारे में, cooking के बारे में, आप definitely भी हमें call कर सकते हैं. हमारा स्टूडियो का नंबर है 408-912-5565, 408-912-5565. Again, आप सुन रहे हो Rachna को Rachna's Fitness Show. If you want to come in and get registered for any of our complete weight loss programs, all I can say is I've been running this for about more than 11, 12 years now. My own center called Rachna's Wellness in Sunnyvale. I have not had one single person who's not seen results. And I can proudly say that in front of every person. I've had never a single person who's not seen results in any of my programs. So if you are a person who's looking to get results this time, just because you've been tired of doing all different, stuff, and just nothing has worked, the weight comes off and on. Let's get the weight off finally for always and be a good and a healthy and a fit person. I will be a coach all throughout all the programs. Whatever program do you coach you, motivate you, guide you, nutrition wise, health wise, fitness wise, whatever it takes. So again, if you're interested in a complete weight loss programs, I will be a coach myself. आप हमें कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं हमारे फ़ोन नंबर पे, हमारे वेबसाइट्स के थ्रू भी आपको इन्फॉर्मेशन मिलेगी, rachnaradio.com, RACHNA, rachnaradio.com. Or if you're still debating which program is right for you, 2017 शुरू हो गया, of course, the program called Fit in 2017, fitin2017.com. Again, visit my website, fitin2017.com. Pretty easy name to remember, cannot forget it, fitin2017.com. And I want you to remember this year by the program that you did, which is called Fit in 2017, because I definitely want to make sure that you do get fit during this program. And it's a complete 3-month program, which of course could be designed many different ways based upon your goals. It could be custom created based upon your goals, your schedule. You can do it remotely. You can do it at my center. You can also do a combination, let's say a couple days remotely, couple days on my on site. So okay, जो भी goals I'm definitely call कर सकते हैं the program Fit in 2017, and then you can also do programs called post-pregnancy weight loss program, just abs, level 1, level 2. There are different options available. Again, the goal is to get started. To get started, of course, the first thing is to give me a call. I'll be happy to talk to you over the phone. Then, of course, we can set up a time so me and you can sit down and talk about whatever it takes so that I understand you and, of course, you understand me and my programs. So again, to give me a call or talk to me, you can set up an appointment. आप call कर सकते हैं 408-320-8111, 408-320-8111. Okay. So something very interesting I wanted to talk about today is fasting. And I'm going to get that in just a second before I kind of get in that direction. But again, like I said, you just cannot, if you're exercising and thinking I can eat whatever I want to, it just cannot happen. Like I said, if your diet is poor, you will not be able to reap the maximum benefits of your fitness efforts, and more likely your weight will stubbornly refuse to fall off. So it is important to make good food choices, right? ये सबको पता है बात, but कई लोग जो बहुत एक्सरसाइज करते हैं, कई बार सोचते हैं कि हम एक्सरसाइज भी कर रहे हैं, सुबह हम कोई we're doing this, we're doing that, so I can eat whatever I want to. And I'm going to get to that very shortly, which I'm pretty tempted to jump in right now, is when people eat all the time, right? I think that's a thing that's happening nowadays, and that is what I'm going to get to fasting, is we just eat all throughout the day. And it's wrong. It's in every single way it's wrong. And I'll get to that in just a second, but let me kind of, get the topic going here. So again, like I said, it is important to make good food choices that will regain your body's ability to burn fat as your primary fuel, which is not happening, right? Once you've achieved your normal weight or the weight that you want it to be in, then of course you can be a little bit more liberal in your food choices. But initially, what you eat, when you eat, how you eat, what time you eat, how much time differences between the meals makes a big, huge difference. Fasting can be enormously helpful by kickstarting weight loss, which is called intermittent fasting. Many of the metabolic problems people suffer these days are related to the fact that they never stop eating. The human body is designed to cycle through feast and famine. So the human body is designed to, हमारे ancestors के पास हमेशा खाना नहीं होता था, उनके पास तो फ्रिज भी नहीं होते थे, right? We all know that. So खाना जब होता था तब मिलता था. So अब हमारे पास फ्रिज है, वेंडिंग मशीन है, जॉब पे कॉफी पड़ी होती है, जॉब पे डिजर्ट्स पड़े होते हैं, you can quickly go drive through पे 1 मिनट में 2 मिनट में खाना मिल जाएगा, you don't even have to cook. So food is always available, it's there. कितने लोग हैं कि आप अपने घर में इस टाइम अपने किचन में जाओ कि आपको easily 20 choices तो मिल ही जाएंगे आपको उठा के खाने के लिए. That wasn't the case years back, right? That was not the case. Food was available when it was supposed to be available, but it wasn't something. So of course there's food all around the place. That means most of the people are pretty much eating all throughout the day, which is wrong. That's when the biological processes are optimized, when you go through a process of feast and famine. Okay. Now let's go talk about fasting. I think that's a topic that you really want to listen to it, hard. I'm going to give you different processes and what you should be following. And there's something I personally follow. I'm going to give you what I do for myself, and that's kept my weight up, of course, along with exercise. We'll get to that just a second. But questions, let's say. So I'm going to go back and start this topic again, which is called intermittent fasting. So if you are a person who struggles with weight, if your blood sugar or fasting blood sugar is above 90, 95, or 100, if you answered yes to any of these questions, you may want to consider not only what you eat, but also when you eat. A lifestyle factor that appears to be driving not only obesity, but also many chronic diseases, the fact that we eat too frequently. Research reveals that a vast majority of users eat all day long. Many of us consume a majority of the daily calories late in the evening, and this type of eating pattern is a recipe for weight gain. And of course, metabolic dysfunction too. The reason so many of us struggle with their weight, aside from eating processed foods, of course, and that have been grossly altered from the natural taste, whatever, is because we rarely ever skip a meal. Now, you might think skipping a meal is wrong. Yes, of course it is. But if done the right way, कि आप body को routine में set कर देंगे, there's nothing wrong in skipping meals as long as you have a structure going. It's not about haphazard कि सुबह time नहीं मिला, फिर दोपहर को बहुत सारा lunch खा लिया, फिर time नहीं मिला, फिर रात को बहुत सारा खा लिया. We're not talking about that. We're talking about having a special schedule set of eating, not eating. And I'm going to go through different cycles and phases. There are about 5 or 6 different types of fasting, which is very common hai, which a lot of people have been applying. And of course, seeing a lot of results. And I'm going to go to the one that I personally like to follow, which is the easiest one to follow. But again, at the same time, there are different processes based upon your lifestyle that you could be following. Okay. But again, going back, just because we're eating all the time, right? जब भी आप खाना खाते हो, आपके खाने में carbs होते हैं, glucose होती है, right? तो जैसे आप खाना खाते हो, वो glucose को body सबसे पहले इस glucose को burn करना, right? So that means हमारा जो primary fuel है for anything that we do all throughout the day is pretty much the glucose from the food, not the stored fat, right? So when you keep eating all throughout the day, your bodies have adapted to burning sugar, which is glucose, as its primary fuel, which means we suppress our ability to burn stored fat. Your body should be burning the fat stored, not the glucose that you're consistently feeding it in. In addition, like I said, our ancestors didn't have access to food 24/7, like I already mentioned, and biologically, your body simply isn't designed to run optimally when continuously fed. So when you're continuously fed, it's just not going to run the right way. I'll get to all the different process, but let me explain you some other benefits of fasting. Biological repair होती है आपकी body की, rejuvenation होती है, occurs during fasting. I'll tell you how. Research has confirmed that many biological repair and rejuvenation processes take place when there's an absence of food. And this is another reason why all-day grazing triggers disease. Your body never has the time to clean out the garbage and regenerate. When you go out without food for a period of time, a natural cleansing process शुरू होता है, in which your body detoxifies and gets rid, and also gets rid of the damaged cells. But again, if you're not giving it some time to do that for the cleansing process, it's never going to detoxify, and it starts to build up. And it builds up as plaque, it builds up as clogged arteries, and of course, weight gain, fat, and whatnot. When you go without food for a period of time, a natural cleansing process starts in which your body detoxifies and gets rid of damaged cells. When you're constant feast mode, जो होता है आजकल, right? I'm going to call it a feast. Feast doesn't mean कि आप हमेशा बस बहुत सारा heavy खा रहे हो, but we have food all around us, right? Like I said, close your eyes. Don't even close your eyes, but you'll just know. आप जहाँ पे बैठे हो, and trust me, in a minute or 2 minutes, you can go get something grab to eat. You can just go and grab something to eat. That's how far, and maybe even closer. You can probably grab something in 10 seconds. That's how far you are from food. But I'm sure every person listening to the show, 2 minutes, give it time. You can go get something quickly. Dude, car में कोई ना कोई restaurant जाएगा. Kitchen में आप घर पे बैठे हो तो आपको kitchen है आपके पास. उसमें बहुत सारा खाना पड़ा है. आप job पे हो तो I'm sure coffee machine है, vending machines है, something in the cafeteria, whatnot. So we're just about 2 minutes away from some kind of food that's perpetually a place, and I call it feasting mode. So when you're in a constant feast mode, your body forgoes many of these benefits. That does not mean, of course, you need to starve yourself for extended periods of time, though. Simply cycling, and that's what I was trying to get to, you need to cycle through periods of eating and fasting on a daily, weekly schedule, again, based upon what you want to follow, it has proven to provide many of the benefits that you will just be amazed at. Okay, so again, आप सुन रहे हैं Rachna को Rachna's Fitness Show. If you have a question, you want to tune in, or specifically about something about the talk, or a general about question about your health, weight loss, fitness, आपका weight अटक गया है, हिल नहीं रहा है, or whatever that is, I would definitely love to talk to you. And आप हमें कॉल कर सकते हैं. हमारा स्टूडियो नंबर है 408-912-5565, 408-912-5565. So this is the year I definitely want you to make all changes. I know I've been doing this show since 2009. End of 2009 9 is when I started. So of course, we've been doing the show for many, many years now, and more than 7+ years. And I've been talking to you, giving information. I know a lot of people have applied information, but again, if you're the person के पास आप show सुन के बंद करके वापस अपने schedule में चले जाते हैं, there's no reason. There's absolutely no reason to listen to it. But if you're listening to it, trust me, there's something within you that's telling you to get healthy. कब तक सप्रेस करोगे उसको, कब तक आप उसको मना करोगे कि I can't do it? आलस, I mean that words, I'm sorry to say, but it annoys me. It does. I will help you to take whatever it takes to get the laziness out of you, but that's just not acceptable. It is just not acceptable to be lazy. It is just not acceptable to find excuses why you don't want to be a fit person. It is just not acceptable. It is just not acceptable to have a huge belly. It's just not acceptable. I'm sorry. You need to make some changes. You need to make some changes. Of course, there are reasons. There are people who are going to have a weight issue problem. That's okay, but you need to work towards it. You cannot just give up and say that's just the way it is because I've had 2 kids, 3 kids, 1 kid, or I work a busy schedule. I just don't have time to do that. It's just wrong. It is just wrong in every single way. You're not doing good. The body was not given to you just because it's there. You're supposed to take care of it. You're supposed to be a healthy person. You're supposed to be a good example for your kids. You're supposed to be a good example for your wife. You're supposed to be a good example for your husband, your parents, your siblings. They're going to look up to you saying, what an amazing person you are. I'm going to do what you do. I want to be fit like you. But if you are going to keep running away from it, oh well, run. I don't know how long you're going to run away from your health and fitness because you can't. One of these days, something is going to daunt you, your doctor would, or your results, or your lab results, or something is going to tell you that you need to change it. Why not now? Why do you want to wait for that day to happen and make a change? So all I can say is that laziness needs to come out. So if you're lazy, you want to go back after work and just sit home and do it, trust me, come and do my classes. You'll just feel amazing. It is an amazing feeling, out of the world feeling, that workout feeling, being in a fun atmosphere, enjoying the workout. I just cannot stress it enough. But like I said, I've been doing this for 11, 12 years now, and I've had never a single person who's failed in any of my programs. So you will expect to see a lot of fantastic results, and I will coach you, motivate you, whatever that it takes all throughout the program. So again, if you're interested in getting in touch with me to getting registered in for complete weight loss programs, like I mentioned, हमारे programs, I can always coach you from home. So if you have, some condition that you just cannot drive down to my center, time-wise, limit-wise, car, whatever, I'll be happy to, of course, work with you. You can always do all my sessions from home. I can coach you remotely. It can work from phone, computer. You can connect to a TV. So all the workout sessions can, of course, happen remotely. And of course, आप साथ में पूरे आपको nutrition plans मिलेंगे जो आपके उसके नीड्स के अकॉर्डिंग होंगे. लेट्स से आपका मेटाबॉलिज्म क्या है, आपके वेट लॉस गोल्स क्या हैं, आपका किस तरह की डाइट होनी चाहिए, and what not. Okay, so again, to get registered, we have many different programs you can choose from. Just to name a few, we have Fit in 2017. The program Fit in 2017. Then we also have a program called weight loss, Just Abs Level 1, Just Abs Level 2. Then we also have complete 3-month weight loss programs. We also have a post-pregnancy weight loss program, prenatal program. We also have our complete 3-month weight loss programs for teenager kids. So let's say you have a teenager kid in the house that you really want them to get healthy. Of course, I'll be happy to work with you and work in complete programs with you. So again, to get registered, give me a call. I'll be happy to. I guess the first step is, of course, to talk. Give me a call. We'll see if it requires an appointment for you to come in. So me and you will sit down and, of course, take it from there to see आपके क्या goals and to get a clear understanding of you as a person, you as what your goals are. And of course, you have a clear understanding of all the different programs. So we can jointly, mutually take a healthy decision saying, this is what I want to do. And then I, of course, design the program accordingly. So again, आप, हमें definitely call कर सकते हैं हमारे phone number पे to get in touch with me, 408-320-8111, 408-320-8111. Website is rachnaradio.com, RACHNA, rachnaradio.com. Or you can also visit my another website, fitin2017.com, fitin2017.com. Or you can just Google and say Rachna's Wellness Center, RWC, Rachna's Wellness Center, and should also come up this way. You can also go check out and find my YouTube page. On YouTube, you go find Rachna's Wellness Center, Rachna's Wellness, and you'll find a lot of videos that I've been posting. And I've actually posted some months back either healthy cooking recipe videos, some workout videos. Again, it is called YouTube पे जाके हमारा उसका नाम है Rachna's Wellness. So please go like our channel, and that's another way to get in touch with that. Facebook के through, of course, as usual. Facebook पे हमारा page है Rachna Radio, RACHNA, Rachna Radio, Facebook ka page hai. So please go like our page. That's another page. We also have a recipe page called Rachna's Recipe Wall. But again, all these things are definitely connected to my website. So just visit my website, give me a call. We'll take it from there. Phone number to get in touch with me is 408-320-8111. So all I can say is the Fit in 2017 program is calling you. So if you want to be fit in 2017, this is the program for you. Get registered right away. And of course, we'll make sure. So let's say 3 months. We're just about middle of January now. in middle of the April, you will be a different person. All I can promise. You probably have lost a lot of weight. You are a healthy person. What a fantastic way to start a new year. What a fantastic way. You're going to start seeing results in 2 weeks. So by just about the beginning of February, you already would have seen some results. That's going to keep you motivated. And then by the time middle of February comes, trust me, you'll have lost another dress or two sizes. And from there on, we're going to keep losing inches and fat and weight all throughout. So let's say middle of April, let's give it a good, nice goal and take it from there. So again, to get registered, आप call कर सकते हैं for my Fit in 2017 program. The number to get in touch with me is 408-320-8111, 408-320-8111. Okay, so I was talking about is fasting, intermittent fasting. And so again, very much important for you to go through cycles of what I call famine and feast, right? So you cannot be always on a mode that you're always eating. That's just not the right way to do. You have to create a process where your body goes through natural detoxification. जो detox diets होते हैं, detox drinks होते हैं, उसका कोई point नहीं है. You can just detox your body yourself going through this process. So detox your body yourself, be a healthy person, go through some process of fasting here and there. Again, it has to be well-planned structure, of course. Okay. But what's so great about intermittent fasting? So it's a term that covers an array of meal timing schedules. As a general rule, it involves, of course, cutting calories in whole or in a part, either a couple days of a week, every other day, or even daily, which I prefer to use myself, the daily part. So again, there are many different ways. I'll get to that. If I don't get time to cover it, I'll definitely continue this topic because there's quite a bit more detail. I want to talk about different ways of fasting that you should be or you could be following. So like I said, in general rule, it just involves cutting calories either completely through a meal or apart, make smaller meals. But again, you could do it a couple days out of a week. You can also do a couple days in a month. You can also do every other day, what people call every other day fasting, or you can also do it daily, which I prefer to use it myself. Okay, as even noted by Time magazine, intermittent fasting is becoming increasingly popular. And for a good reason, it works. And it works whether you're trying to lose weight or simply improve your health. Simply improve your health. In fact, there was a research that I was finding, I was kind of distracted. There was a cancer cell research that, but just by doing intermittent fasting, a lot of people were able to just shrink and just get rid of the cancer cells in the body, get them die. So that was pretty amazing too. Okay. So, but what exactly makes it so effective for weight loss when other calorie cutting diets have, of course, a 5 year. Everyone knows कि आप बस जबरदस्ती calories कम करते रहोगे रोज की जितनी आपकी body को जैसे कम खाओगे, it's not going to work, right? So that's whenever I start a program with the person, first thing I do is I do a testing on the body, which is called scientific metabolic testing. It's a very accurate test that tells me exactly how many calories your body burns based upon your body's shape, size, organs, the way you breathe, whatnot. So all the details, and it comes, gives you a very exact number that's saying that you burn these many calories per day. It's called the metabolic test. So once I have that number, then of course I plan your meals accordingly, saying, let's say if you burn X calories per day, then I would create some small deficit, and then there are days that I'll give a little more deficit, and some days I'll give a little less deficit. Again, that's the whole point of fasting, that you're eating a little bit less than you need, and maybe some days you eat a little bit even lesser than what you need. So that is what counts to daily fasting. Okay, so again, that's exactly what I do in all the meal plans that I, of course, work with people, desi meal plans. Okay, so again, studio number 408-912-5565. Again, if you're interested in getting in touch with me, getting registered for any of the complete weight loss programs, or if you're looking for nutritional only programs, so I personally, custom create desi meal plans for you, and or if you're looking for an exercise program only or a combination, you're definitely welcome to give me a call. I'll be happy to give you details and get it from there. Make sure that you do, of course, see results. 408-320-8111, 408-320-8111 is the number to get in touch with me. Okay, so I was saying is that what is so great about intermittent fasting, right? The basic is that a body converts food into glycogen, right? A form of energy that it can store for later use. That's what happens. जब आप कोई खाना खाते हो, तो हमारे खाने को पहले body of course glucose और glycogen में convert करती है, right? And then what your body does, the body kind of squirrels away. It takes away that glycogen, and it stores in both fat cells and liver cells and liver. Again, so आपको science, and that's the way I always like to understand things. I kind of like to understand the science behind everything, and that kind of makes a little bit more sense. So what happens जब आप कोई खाना खाते हो, हमारी body उसको glycogen में convert करती है. अब उस glycogen को convert करके उसको fat cells में store करती है, और liver में store करती है. So if you're eating all day, the stores of glycogen in your liver are never depleted. The very first thing that your body starts to do when you need energy for whatever reason, either exercise or just walking from here to there or just doing a daily chore, the body first of all needs to deplete everything, all the glycogen stores in the liver. Okay, only once all the liver glycogen stores are depleted, it's going to get to the glycogen that was stored in the fat cells. But again, if you're eating all day, the stores of glycogen in the liver are never depleted. On the other hand, after about 12 hours without food, your liver runs out of glycogen, at which point your body starts drawing energy from the glycogen stored in your fat cells. Damn, this is not what we wanted to get, right? We wanted to burn the energy that's stored in the fat cells, not the one that's in the liver. That's the energy that we need to maybe maintain for little chores here and there, but that's not the way it should be. In a nutshell, your body was designed to run on fat as its primary fuel, not glucose and glycogen, which we all do when we eat nonstop all throughout the day, or just eating every so often all throughout the day, all the time, or if you cycle through periods of feast and famine. Today, most people do the complete opposite. We eat sugar and net carbs, which is virtually identical to sugar, of course. Carbs are identically sugar also metabolically, all day long. So that means हमारा जो constant source है glucose और glycogen का हमेशा ही हमारे पास होगा. Blood में पहले glucose होती है, liver में glycogen होती है. So we always have this constant source of energy. So that means the fat cells never get the fat that's stored, or the glycogen that's stored in the fat cells, we never get to it. So by mimicking the eating habits of our ancestors who did not have access to food all around the clock, you will restore your body to a more natural state that allows a whole host of biochemical benefits to occur. Before I give you different kinds of fasting, I wanted to share this even more important research with you that even makes you thinking why it should be important for you to fast intermittently is, of course, like I said, you want to lose weight. You need to be doing this. But besides normalizing your weight, intermittent fasting is also one of the ways by which you can significantly boost your mitochondrial health and whatnot, heart disease and cancer. Simple research that proves it pretty much to the T. Intermittent fasting can also prevent, it's also very beneficial impact on the brain function and also to prevent or delay as much as possible Alzheimer's disease. A very simple study explains it very, like I said, simple. A very famous study conducted on mice showed that when mice genetically engineered to develop Alzheimer's, they were actually genetically engineered to develop Alzheimer's, are put on an alternate day fasting. Okay, they develop Alzheimer's around the age of 2 years. So when mice were put on alternate day fasting, they develop Alzheimer's around 2 years of age, which again to mention, and I know I've talked about that, but 2 years in mice means is equal to 90 in human beings. That's how the age goes, based upon cell reproduction and degeneration and whatnot. Okay, so 1 year in mice is about 40 to 45 years in human beings. So if mice are developing something in 2 years, which is equal to 90 years in human beings. So again to mention, so when mice were put on alternate day fasting, they develop Alzheimer's around the age of 2 years, which is equivalent to 90 years in human beings. Normally, they would develop the same disease in half the time. So if they were not put on alternate day fasting, they develop the same Alzheimer's disease in 1 year, which is equal to the age of 40 to 45 in humans. When they were put on a junk food diet, which a lot of people do, they develop Alzheimer's around 9 months. I'm going to say the numbers again. I think it's a very simple study that proves it, that we need to be following some kind of a fasting routine here, which I'll of course give you a lot of different options to consider soon enough, or maybe next week if time doesn't allow right now. But so like I said, when mice were put on an alternate day fasting, they develop Alzheimer's around 2 years, which is equal to 90 years in humans. Normally, if they're not put on alternate day fasting, they develop Alzheimer's around 1 year, which is about 45 years in humans. When they were put on a junk food diet, they develop Alzheimer's around 9 months. Hence, simply said, the research suggests that alternate day fasting has a lot of disease prevention benefits. Just a lot. Now, since I've talked a lot about fasting, I've talked about the benefits of fasting, I've talked about why we need fasting. I've explained it to you exactly why we need fasting, because you want to get to the fat cells. अगर आपकी body में हमेशा ही glycogen रहेगा, glucose रहेगा, you're never depleting your fat cells out of the glycogen that's stored in it, and that means you're never going to get rid of toxins in the bodies, because the toxins do get stored in the fat cells of the body, right? जब आप fat cells को shrink करते, उनका fat निकालते, that's when the toxins come out of the fat cells. If you're not doing the process like this, your body does not really detoxify. And so now, having said that, so there, like I said, there are different forms of fasting. So some people like to do every month, a couple of days in a month, or some people like to do every 2 weeks, so every week, every or alternate day, or some people like to kind of follow it on a daily basis. Now, which intermittent fasting schedule could be right for you? There are several kind of fasting schedules, and you want to choose what's the right for you. It's kind of, I would say it depends upon what you can stick to, comply with. Like I said, I'm good at following the very last one. Like it said, on a daily basis, I have a window of eating, and I kind of follow that, and it's worked for me for years and years and years. My energy level is always nice and good. But again, it really depends upon what you could stick to. There are some people who want to follow a good, eating pattern without really having to worry about anything, and then follow it every couple of days in a week, because that's just the way they prefer to do it. I mean, that's okay. Okay. But again, it all depends upon which you can comply with. Here are a few most of the popular eating schedules that kind of combine. Of course, you have to combine with exercise. That's something very crucial to tell you, is that because when you're kind of eating less in some parts of the day, your body kind of starts to go in a low energy level, but you need to boost it up through exercise. So exercise has to be part of it. And I cannot reiterate, you have to exercise, you have to be active, you want to see benefits or reap benefits of any of these things that I've been sharing with you. Okay, the very first one is what people follow is what they call is a 5-day fast. And this actually was in one of the Time magazines recently. They had all these fasting levels or types of fasting, over there. 5-day fast. In one recent experiment, people who fasted 5 consecutive days once in a month, all they did once in a month, they did 5 fasting days, and for 3 months in a row, saw improvements in biomarkers of cell regeneration. Again, be careful. You want to be careful of diabetes and cancer, whatnot, but risk factors of diabetes, cancer, cardiovascular disease, and also aging declined. Talk to your doctor. Again, I'm always going to mention, you have to make sure that you talk to your doctor and see what you follow. And you have to kind of follow it gradually. Maybe want to start a day or half a day, and then see what you can work up to. Okay, but I'm just giving you all the options available that kind of people have been following and then seen results. Like I said, the 5-day fast is where people who fasted 5 consecutive days once a month for 3 months in a row saw improvements in biomarkers for cell generation, the risk factors for diabetes, cancer, cardiovascular disease, and aging declined. You do not abstain from food, again to mention, when I do a 5-day fast, you do not really abstain from food entirely during those 5 days. ये नहीं हो रहा 5 दिन कुछ भी नहीं खाना. On the first day, you eat about 1,000 to 1,100 calories, followed by about 700 to 800 calories the remaining of the 4 days. So we're just decreasing calories. So when I say 5-day fast, you're just not on a 0-calorie diet. Your diet during these days should be primarily plant-based, low in carbs, and also low in protein. Healthier protein, also high in healthy fat. Very important. You have to have some healthy fat during those days, especially when you're fasting. So do not just go on a fruit or a vegetable diet only. It has to be plant-based, but lesser fruits, lesser, fructose, lesser carbs, lesser protein too, but high in healthy fat. So again, 5-day fast is you fast for 5 consecutive days. But again, when I say 5 days, you start with about 1,200 calories the first day, and then you move on to about 700 to 800 calories with 4 days. And then, of course, the remaining days eat healthier of the month, but that's what you follow. Okay, beware that it can be quite challenging to go kind of 5 days without a little food. So you have to be a little careful, especially for a person who's never fasted before. You might want to kind of work your way up, through this kind of a schedule. And there's another one that people follow is called the 5-2 fast. On the 5-2 plan, what they do, you cut your food down to 1/4 of your normal daily calories on the 2-day fasting days of your choice. Okay. And plenty of water, plenty of tea, plenty of green tea or something. On the other 5 days of the week, you eat normally. Okay, so 5-2. So every week you do a 5-2 plan. So 2 days you cut your calories to 1/4 of what you need. Again, that could also depend on your body's metabolism, and I can of course help you decide what your because like I said, we do this testing, so I can exactly see आपका body का metabolism क्या है. So 2 days eating 1/4 of the calories, and the remaining 5 days eating exactly the calories that your body needs as per your metabolism testing. And so that's another way that a lot of people find it easier to follow as opposed to doing 5 days in a row. Again, it's a structure that just builds up. And again, soon enough, yes, the first couple of weeks are going to be hard, but soon enough, you just kind of, you get used to it and it's perfectly fine. You're not going to feel weak at all. Okay. And then, so I've talked about a 5-day fast. That means you're fasting for 5 days in a month. And I've also talked about 2 every week. You do 5 regular days, 2 fasting days. 2 fasting days are about 1/4 of the calories that your body would need as per your body's testing, which is what is called the body's metabolism. And the third one is, of course, alternate day fasting. This program is exactly as it sounds. 1 day off, 1 day on. On fasting days, you restrict your eating to 1 meal for about 500 calories to 600 calories. On non-fasting days, you eat normally. When I say normally, again, to what your body needs. Normally doesn't mean you're going to go on a crazy diet. You're just going to binge eat. No, that's not the point. That's not the point at all. The point is to eat good, healthy food, a lot of good, healthy fats. And then the alternate day, you're probably just eating 1 good meal a day, 500, 600 calories, again, with good, healthy fat. You're trying to drink a lot of water and liquids for the remaining part of the day. So a lot of people, again, get used to that. It's all about what you can get used to. Okay. And so that's that. And then, in fact, I want to talk about this, but that a lot of people have seen about 1 to 2 pounds of weight loss per week following something like this. Okay. In trials, जब उन्होंने ट्रायल की थी और स्टडी की इस डाइट के साथ काफी लोगों पे, they found about 90% of the participants are able to stick to the alternate day fasting, whereas the other 10% were dropped out, but about 90% of the people were able to stick to. So it was an easier one to follow for a lot of people. Again, the caveat is that, if you want to, you cannot binge eat on the non-fasting days. So you have to be really careful. You just cannot, you have to eat healthy. But you definitely want to make sure that, and this is when your body starts shifting. Okay. This is when your body starts shifting to what is called from burning sugar to burning fat as the primary fuel. Okay. And then, of course, the last one is what I call peak fasting. Or you're fasting on a daily basis. That means you're eating food within some kind of a window. Again, don't be so crazy about this window, saying I just definitely cannot eat anything after 8 or 6 or 7. Kind of build a schedule around it, right? So like I said, at this point, you kind of ease to experience hunger pangs and you can, go into the, but again, what you're doing is that you're kind of trying to eat within 6 to 8 hour window. The key is to eat breakfast or dinner, but maybe not both. But again, you gradually move into that kind of an aspect. So the goal is not to skip meals on a regular basis, but the goal is to kind of gradually move into something that you're eating something within about 8 hours window, as opposed to eating all day throughout. And that's something that I followed, like I said, and I've been able to stick to it for many, many, many years now. And it's worked perfectly fine. In fact, my energy level is always high. Even if I haven't had food for hours, I could still go exercise for 2 hours and I'm perfectly fine. But you build onto it. So again, talk to your doctor. Gradually, you want to move into something like this. But like I said, I've given you enough information why you should be following some days of fasting, whatever schedule that you follow, because you need to detoxify your body. You need to get the toxins out. It is extremely crucial. If you don't get the toxins out of the body, you're always going to feel fatigue. Your body is going to hold on to fat. You're going to have a weak immune system. So the different ways of following this process, like I mentioned. But the rationale, of course, is that you want to make sure that your body starts using fat as the primary fuel, not glycogen, not glucose all the time. Okay. Again, what you eat still matters for the remaining days. While some intermittent fasting programs claim that you can binge, of course, they might say whatever that you want to eat. And, there's some on TV scene pe aapko late night TV programs mein dekhenge, is tarah ke programs. But again, no, I strongly recommend paying attention to the quality of food regardless of the program or the option of the fasting that you choose. Since you're eating less, you want to make sure that you're good at getting a good high quality nutrients from the days that you eat, on the days that you eat. Healthy fats, you cannot run away from fats. It is very important for you to include a lot of healthy fats in your diet, avocado, pure desi ghee, pure organic butter, but some oil, olive oil, olives. So good fat is extremely important for you. You want to make sure that you're having a lot of good fat in your diet. Very, very important, because that is what is going to push your body kind of, move from a glucose burning mode to a fat burning mode. Okay. And a simple thing would be, if you feel tired or sluggish, it is a sign that you need to increase amount of good healthy fats in your body. That's keeping it simple. Fructose is troublesome. So again, when you're hungry, do not eat fruits. That's the worst thing you can do to your body. If you're hungry, you just put fructose or fruits in your body or your stomach. You're just raising your sugar extremely high. That's just the worst thing you can ever do to your body. Okay. Healthy fats, very much important. I've already talked about that. Low net carbs, you want to definitely be important. As much organic as you can possibly go, nice and clean. Dairy should be nice and clean. It's perfectly fine to have whole milk, but as long as the milk is all nice, organic, possibly if you can go for non-homogenized milk, even better. But again, there are different options of milk available, so make sure you're getting organic, possibly non-homogenized milk. So those are some good options I wanted to share with you. So again, we're just about getting into the show. Wanted to wrap up my show. We did talk about fasting, which was, I have a lot more to talk about that. Maybe we'll continue that next week too. But again, आप सुन रहे रचना को रचना's fitness show पे. I do come every Wednesday between 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. We do take your live calls also. आप हमें definitely contact कर सकते हैं if आपको कोई भी question है आज के किसी topic से related, or in general you want to come and work with me or work out with me, or if you want to be have a different program that I wanted to create around you. So हमारे बड़े सारे programs होते हैं, अलग-अलग तरह के programs होते हैं. We have programs like Fit in 2017. We have programs like Just Abs Level 1, Level 2. They're different kind of complete 3-month weight loss programs where I will sit down with you, create a program for you, complete exercise program, complete exercise session जो आप घर से कर सकते हैं या फिर आप हमारे on site भी कर सकते हैं, remotely भी कर सकते हैं. हमारे सारे programs can also be done remotely. So get registered, or of course we do complete Desi Nutrition customized meal plans. To get registered in the program, give me a call 408-320-8111, 408-320-8111. You can also visit my website fitin2017.com or rachnaradio.com. Again, you're listening to Rachna from Rachna's Wellness Center. I'll again be here next Wednesday. Till then, keep fit and keep working out.